Once I did not call a massively successful colleague because someone said, England is different from Norway. That one sentence killed learning.
Interesting personal story, Ahmed.
Yes, this is a personal story. I remember this one very well.
Yeah, it's in your back.
Yes.
So we are back now with another video where
Yes.
we go deeper into your No Limits mindset framework.
Yes.
And you work as a leadership advisor, and you're an expert in mindset.
Yeah.
And you teach No Limits mindset to customers globally.
Yes.
And you teach or you deliver keynotes,
Yes.
workshops, and advisory.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So today, before we go into the No Limits mindset mental traps,
Yes. Yes.
remind us, what is No Limits all about?
Yeah. So this framework is very much about realizing potential.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all have potential. People, teams, companies, right? And one reason we not always manage to realize this potential is that we limit ourselves.
Right.
Yeah. And I have identified 7 mental traps that we fall into. And by that, we limit ourselves.
Right.
So the trick here is to become aware of these mental traps so we can avoid them, or have tools so we can avoid them.
Yeah.
Then we realize more potential. And in the first video, we also explained, let's say, the underlying model, which is a very simple model.
Yeah.
People that believe something is achievable try more.
Right.
People that try more achieve more.
Yeah.
So everything starts with mindset. So this framework, and I've spent a good 20 years refining this framework, it's about realizing potential and the power of mindset.
Right.
To have a structure so it's possible to learn this and follow this.
Yeah.
So that's the idea.
Okay, good. Now I understand
Yeah.
more. So before we go into... sorry. We are here to discuss one of those mental traps today.
Yes.
Yes, and which one have you chosen today?
Yeah. So this mental trap is called our situation is different.
Our situation is different.
Yeah. Or my situation is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our situation is different. Yes.
Okay, good. So in the opening story, we have to come back to that.
Yeah.
Gartner, England, Norway.
Yes, because you are right. This was actually when I worked for Gartner.
Yeah.
And I worked for Gartner for almost 20 years.
Right.
And I started out as a salesperson in Oslo.
Yeah.
Okay. In week number 2 in the office, we had a sales meeting.
Right.
Good spirit in the team and in the room.
Yeah.
We learned that a colleague in England has managed to sell a huge deal to a client in England. And we were all impressed.
Yes.
I then said, maybe we want to call our colleague in England so we can learn something.
Right.
A colleague at the table said, of course we could call. Just remember, England and Norway is different. England has 50 million people, Norway only 5 million people. They sell to big companies, we sell to small companies. So maybe it's not so comparable.
Right.
And I thought, that's a valid point.
Yeah.
Therefore, I did not call
Right.
my colleague in England. Now, would you agree with me it would be a smart idea to call a successful colleague?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, so not calling is pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing here is this. The colleague at the table was not negative in any way.
No.
They just put a little logic on the table about differences.
Yes.
That's the trap.
Yeah.
So we are kind of saying, since Norway is so different from England, it's not much to learn.
Right.
We don't mean it that way.
No.
But it becomes, this is the trap we are talking about.
Interesting.
Yes, it's a very interesting one, yes.
Yeah, and,
yes.
and it's a common one.
Big time.
Yes. Okay,
yes.
Good. So do you have some other examples from business regarding this trap?
Many.
Yeah.
But the thing to be aware of is that we all tend to think what we do is a little unique.
Yeah.
So when I work with companies in all kind of businesses, and it's almost like a little humoristic, because every time I meet a new client, a new company, they tend to tell me that their business is a little special. It's a little different. It's a little unique.
Yes.
Our industry is a little unique.
Of course.
Our product is a little special and okay.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's not. Yeah, because actually when you dig into things, companies tend to have a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
So most of the time that's actually not really true.
Yeah.
But it's easy to think this way.
Yeah.
And then you could be on your way into this trap if you're not a little cautious.
Right.
Yeah?
Good. So why is this trap so important?
Yeah.
Or important to avoid?
Yeah, too important to avoid.
Right.
Yeah, so here is the thing. The more we think we are unique, the less open we become to learn from others.
Right.
This is the trap.
Yeah.
So let's say you are unique.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but that might be. You know?
That might be.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine. Just be careful. So that's not learning from others.
Yeah.
Because in a way, let's say, the more intelligent you are, in a way, logically, it's not so much you can learn from others. In a way.
In a way. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the trap.
Right.
So let's say a company use uniqueness as a differentiator.
Yeah.
If you run a company with some super special technology, or let's say you are a little unique, right? That's fine. Just make sure you tell all your people in this company, we still want to learn from every smart person on the planet.
Yeah.
You pick up things about what you could do that you haven't thought about.
Yeah. So you open up. You open up.
Exactly. So you don't let this uniqueness stop you from learning from others.
Right.
This is the trap. How you avoid the trap.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good. So that's great. What else could be a problem with this trap?
Yeah. Here is a fun one. If you ask, let's say you ask a salesperson, because salespeople, they have what they call a sales territory or a sales geography or a sales area. Okay?
Yeah.
I would claim that if you sit down with a salesperson in some company and ask them about their sales territory, they will tell you that sales territory is a little special.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you say,
I've heard that.
what's special?
Yeah.
They will often say, well, my clients are a little unique,
Yeah.
a little different.
Right.
And if you ask, what is this about? They will often say, well, it's very long decision cycles. They kind of have a little smaller budgets than other clients. What they're actually saying is not this, my clients is, or my territory is different. They say difficult.
Okay. Yeah.
You with me?
Yeah.
So when they say different, they mean difficult.
Yes.
That is not a good frame. That's not a good mindset.
No.
Because you remember, believe, try, achieve as the model.
Yeah.
The more you believe things are difficult, the less likely you set up your model for success.
Yeah. So it's very limiting actually.
This is a very limiting way of looking at it. Yes.
Just the difference between those two words.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And remember, a mindset is not really right or wrong.
Right.
To your point, it's empowering or limiting.
Yeah.
So if you challenge that salesperson,
Yeah.
they will usually defend their view.
Yeah.
And now they cement the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to be a little cautious if you want to change this. But you're right. That's a limiting mindset, if you like. Yes.
And I've heard that. I've been working in sales as well. I've heard that many times.
Yes.
I even
yes.
might have said it myself.
Well, maybe even me. Maybe I have even said
Yes,
it.
of course.
Because we are not aware of these traps. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what about this trap? We talked about it in business view, but what about in personal life?
It's a very good question. You know, this video series is about business, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But the same traps pop up in our private lives.
Yeah.
And this specific trap is very common.
Yeah.
So for example, people say, you know, my situation is different. I have this unique problem.
Yeah.
I may be too young.
Yeah.
I may be too old. I have the wrong background.
Yeah.
I've had certain challenges. Therefore, it's a little more difficult for me than for others.
Yeah.
It's the same trap. So let me speak about myself, because we have all the sympathy in the world, right, for people that has a problem.
Yeah.
So that's not the point. But let's say, if I say, listen, I'm more than 50 years old, it's now impossible to get a big job.
Yeah.
Because companies don't hire old people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little unique. My age is a little different, right?
Yeah.
It's the same trap.
Yeah.
Now, it may be harder for older people to get good jobs. Could be. But here is the thing. Again, I'm blocking learning.
Yeah.
What I should say is, what have other people in their 50s done to get good jobs? Now I'm opening again.
Yeah. And learning from them.
Exactly. So now I'm going from a limiting mindset to an empowering mindset.
Yeah.
But I have to be careful.
Yeah.
And again, the more I think my situation is extra difficult, the more likely I walk into this trap.
Right.
Does this make sense?
Yeah, sure.
And I mean, you work for HR, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Now, I have heard, for example, companies say it's extra difficult for them to find the right talent in certain geographies, or because they don't pay the biggest salaries or something like that.
Yeah.
It's the same trap.
Yeah.
You say, we are a little unique, we cannot pay the big salaries, therefore we can't find the best talent.
Yeah. But this can be true.
And the mindset is not true or not true. It's empowering or limiting.
Yeah.
What you should say is, what have other companies done that don't pay the highest salaries to find the best talent or to attract the best talent?
Right.
Or what could we do in addition to salary to attract the best talent? You see how we reframe this from a limiting view to a more empowering
Yeah.
view.
Okay, good.
But so this is, it's business, but it's also your private life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay, this makes sense big time.
Yeah.
But do you have other business examples so we can understand this trap even more?
Yeah, plenty.
Yeah.
Again, I'll use myself. So I used to work for Gartner. I worked for Gartner for many years. I started as a salesperson.
Yep.
I ended up running Gartner's operations in 30 countries.
Right.
I had a fantastic life, if you like, and a career at Gartner.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was sitting in Norway, which is a small country. Already there, we think we are a little different. We are so small.
Yeah.
You hear how this trap sneaks on us. So, for example, one thing we used to say was that we cannot charge the same price for the Gartner products and services in Norway as they can in England.
Because we are so small.
We are so small, and our clients don't have the same budget. It's the same trap.
Yeah.
We cannot do that, right?
Right.
And if someone challenged us, we just try to prove our point.
Yes.
Well, look at these small companies. Yeah.
We've been there.
Yeah. And again, well, you kind of challenged me earlier and said, yeah, but isn't that kind of true?
Yeah.
And again, I repeat myself, but I'm saying it again. A mindset is not true or not true. Right, wrong, positive or negative. It's limiting or empowering.
Right.
So if I say we cannot charge the same price here as they can in England because we are small, that's a limiting mindset.
Yeah.
It's not wrong necessarily.
No.
But the more empowering would be to say, okay, what have they done in England
Yeah.
to be able to sell for that price? Now I'm turning on my learning machine,
Yes.
which is a completely different mindset. So do you see how easy we fall into this trap?
Yeah.
So that's kind of about let's say that's a typical business type of trap.
Yeah.
Because this or that, this is the more difficult for us.
Yeah.
Rather, I should think, what have others similar done to be able to?
Yeah.
I could find other small countries like Switzerland or Austria as well, but it doesn't really matter.
No.
What have others done to be able to do that?
Yeah.
Instead of thinking we are small
Right.
and blocking learning.
Yeah.
Does this make sense?
Yes, this is very nice.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah,
Very good. So
yeah.
I learn. Very good.
Good.
So we will end up this round now, Amund. Very interesting discussion around this trap. The mental trap. Our situation is different.
Yes.
We are unique.
We are unique. Yes. Yes.
So before that, if companies want to learn more or work with you on no limits mindset and these mental traps,
yes.
how do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, the best way to contact me is actually on LinkedIn.
Right.
Find me there, send me a message.
Yeah.
Or go to my website, nolimitsmindset.com.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy to have a 20-minute free discovery call
Yeah.
with every leader that want to understand how this could benefit their team or company.
Well, great.
And by the way, I'm speaking to everyone myself. I don't have people doing that for me because I want to learn companies.
Yeah.
As long as I can, I'll do it this way.
Well.
So I'm very happy to talk to people.
Perfect. Perfect. So my last question to you, Amund.
Yeah.
If you were to take one takeaway
Yeah.
One takeaway from this trap.
Yeah.
Our situation is
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Which one would you?
It's a little hard to come up with one.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of give one or two.
One or two. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So yes, our situation can be different. We just have to be careful. We are not blocking learning. So one way I think about this when I'm on my way into this trap is that despite differences, what can we learn from others? Because there may be differences, still what can we learn? The other thing is this. Yes, we may have challenges. We may have problems. So we may think we are different. Here is the way to think about it. No matter which situation you are in, we all have two things in common. We have unrealized potential. And we can do something today to move in that direction.